this is Dr. Sridhar, back to you with another network theorem, that is maximum power transfer theorem. This is very helpful in getting the analysis of a specified electrical circuit in transmission line applications, and in other, suppose if you want to calculate the load, the equivalent with respect to the source. Now in such cases, this maximum power transfer theorem is highly beneficial for the electrical engineers. So in today's session, let us discuss about what is this maximum power transfer theorem and what are its applications, and in what way this theorem helpful for us in reducing or in analyzing the electrical circuits. So let us go back to the statement of this maximum power transfer theorem. So this maximum power transfer theorem states that in a linear bilateral network, maximum power is delivered to the load when the load resistance is equal to the internal resistance of the source. Practically, if you are speaking, so generally what happens, if you could observe the energy sources like voltage source, if you could see, or current source, if you could see, in voltage sources, generally while calculating the Thevenin's open circuit voltage or Thevenin's equivalent resistance, we used to replace or we used to equivalently represent the voltage source by short circuiting. It means ideally the voltage sources will have internal impedance as 0. Similarly, the current sources will have infinite internal impedance. And now coming back to the maximum power transfer theorem, and in the theorem itself, we are stating that the maximum power, it will be delivered to the load when the load resistance is equal to the source resistance. What do you mean by this? So, in the practical voltage sources, now instead of 0 internal resistance, there will be some resistance the source will have. So, those are called as the practical voltage sources. So, in the ideal voltage sources, of course, that internal resistance is that is different. But in the practical voltage sources, what happens? Instead of 0 internal resistance, there will be some practically some voltage, some resistance it will be there, the source will have. So, that resistance is called as a source resistance. Now, if it is voltage source, that is about that. And in the practical current sources, what happens? And even practical current sources, unlike to the ideal source having infinite internal resistance, it will have some considerably large, but you can measure that resistance, internal resistance of the current source, which is of course very large, close to the infinity. It doesn't mean that practical current sources will have internal impedance or resistance to be infinity. So it is not like that. So that's what source resistance is. So voltage sources will have some relatively smaller or some finite amount of resistance the voltage sources, practical voltage sources will have. Similarly, the practical current sources will have some internal resistances. Of course, it is very large, and for with respect to smaller resistances, if you could compare, that is treated as, that resistance can be treated as infinity. It means very large. So that is the internal, that is about internal resistances in voltage sources and the current source. So this voltage source, that Vs is the voltage source, is having some internal resistance Rs, and the load resistance is nothing but it can be taken as a RL. This is about the voltage sources. Similarly, current source is also there. The current source is nothing but Is. It is having some internal resistance Rs. See here, you have to remember that the way of representing the voltage sources and current sources with respect to the load resistance is very important. Here, wherever the current source is there, now current source should be connected in parallel to the source resistance, and voltage source is connected in series with the internal source resistance. This way of representation is very important. And if it is an independent voltage source, then its series resistance, or if it is independent current sources, then its parallel resistance. Just now also we have highlighted about the way of connecting voltage sources and current sources with respect to internal resistance. Now, of course, whatever it may be the way of connecting the sources, but the internal resistance is very important here in order to see the maximum power, or in order to see the power to be transferred to the load to be maximum. Now, when it happens means the load resistance must be equal to the source resistance. Then only we can see maximum power at the load points. So anyhow, in today's video session, I am going to derive whether the power is maximum or not with the help of fundamental mathematical principles and electrical principles. So the source current, the total current, because in this simple, now let me take the first loop here for better and simple understanding, because people might be confused if the source of energy is current. So the way of representing the voltage source with respect to some RS and these two are connected in series means normally what happens, we will be attracted towards the series connected sets, and at the same instant if the series connection is having voltage sources, automatically we used to prefer that type of electrical networks only for better analysis. So here it only made me to select again the first electrical network that is having voltage source Vs in series with some internal resistance Rs, and again this combination is shunted with respect to some load resistance RL. Here, if this is the case, what about the current? Now the current is nothing but, you can see a current here, that current is nothing but voltage source divided by the Rs plus RL. So this is the current here. And what about the power? Because we are talking about the maximum power. Okay, first let me take what the power is. Now how much of power the load resistance is having. Now if voltage source is connected to the load, how much of power the voltage source is supplying to the load terminals? That is nothing but the RL. Here the power is nothing but I square into R. Already we have calculated I here, that is Vs by Rs plus RL. So into R. So the total value is nothing but the Vs square divided by Rs plus RL into load resistance. So this total thing is nothing but, so total, if we are simplifying this particular case, what happens? P is equal to Vs square into RL by Rs plus RL whole square. Now maximum power. Now we want to verify whether this power is maximum or not, or in order to supply maximum power to the load, what could be the condition here? So generally the maximum power or maximum parameter. So if we want to take maximum, or if we want to make any statement maximize or minimize, or to know the condition when that particular expression is going to achieve its maximum value or minimum value, in such cases we are habituated to take the function's first derivation with respect to the variable parameter here. So what is the function here? So we want to verify the power is maximum or not. So that power is maximum or not with respect to what? With respect to load resistance. Now in order to see the maximum power to be maximum at the load, the source resistance must and should be equal to the load resistance. That is the statement here. So dP by dRL, let me take here. So the power already, we know the power expression, that is Vs square into RL by Rs plus RL whole square. So dP by dRL is equal to 0. So this is d by d of u by v, that is nothing but the v du by dx minus u into dv by dx by v square. This is the standard formula, you know it. Now anyhow, for handy information I am providing this, what is the value of, this is d by dx of uv is nothing but the v into du by dx minus u into dv by dx by v square. So just make use of this particular formula and let me calculate what is the condition for power to be maximum in the electrical circuit given. So d by dRL of this total expression I am substituting here. So what is the power? Power is equal to Vs square into RL by Rs plus RL whole square is equal to 0. Now you have to take the first derivation of this total power with respect to RL, and then again you have to equate this expression to 0. Then we can develop the condition to deliver or to achieve the maximum value. That means, so this is if we are taking the first derivation. So this is Vs square, anyhow this is constant with respect to RL. With respect to RL, Vs square is constant. Only the variable function is, this is the variable value RL by Rs plus RL whole square. So Vs square into Rs plus RL. So V is nothing but Rs plus RL whole square into du by dx. Du by dx is nothing but d by dRL into RL. That is nothing but the 1. So this is into 1 minus u. U is nothing but RL into dV by dx. dV by dx is nothing but d by dx of RL plus Rs whole square. So that is nothing but the 2 into Rs plus RL into 1. So that is 2 into RL and Rs plus RL divided by Rs plus RL whole square. Already whole square is there. So this becomes whole power 4. So this value is equal to 0. Now if you are simplifying the numerator here, Rs plus RL whole square into 1 minus 2 into RL into Rs plus RL. Just to take out Rs plus RL as a common. So if you are taking this Rs plus RL, then in the numerator, in the denominator 4 terms are there. 1 of 4 will get cancelled with respect to the numerator. Then in the numerator, you can see Rs plus RL. So let me write here Rs plus RL. It is there in the numerator minus 2 into RL divided by the total expression. So that is Rs plus RL whole cube into Vs square. This is the expression and this is equal to 0. What happens here? So Rs plus RL minus 2RL. So in the numerator, so Vs square divided by Rs plus RL whole cube into Rs minus RL equal to 0. So this is the expression here. Now if you are sending everything except this, so when this value, this total left side equation equal to 0 means that is only achievable when Rs is equal to RL. So that's what we can see here. Rs is equal to RL. So what is this condition here? Just now also we have discussed. Now this holds good. Now if this condition met by whom? By the power, then the power would be maximum. That power would be maximum which is transferable by the source to the load. So what is the condition here? Rs is equal to RL. That will be the condition to see the power to the load to be maximum. So that's what we have defined in the statement also. So maximum power means how much it is, whether it is 10%, 20%, 30% or 50 or 100. So let me derive that simple derivation also. So that derivation will highly helpful for us to see how much of power that load is carrying if how much of power the source is supplying to the load. So the condition already we have discussed. That condition is nothing but Rs is equal to RL. So the condition for current is nothing but I is equal to Vs by Rs plus RL. So the total power already we have discussed. The power is equal to Vs square by Rs plus RL whole square into load resistance. And finally, what is the condition for maximum power? The maximum power condition is Rs is equal to RL is equal to, generalizely we can write just R, no problem here. And finally what happens? So if you are substituting all this value in this expression, that power is nothing but Vs square divided by Rs and RL both are same. So 2R whole square. So this is becomes 4R square. In the numerator RL is there. 1R gets cancelled. So the total power is nothing but P is equal to Vs square by 4R. So this is the power that load is having. So that load power is nothing but Vs square by R 4R. So here Vs is nothing but that is the source supply. And R is nothing but it may be source resistance or load resistance. Anyhow, both are same in order to see the power to be maximum. That is a condition of course. So what about the efficiency? Efficiency formula is output power by input power into 100. So what about the output power? Now whenever how much of current it is that load is carrying here. So I current. So I square into RL divided by whatever the source. The source current is nothing but, so totally this value is of course series connected. Currents are same but the resistance with respect to the source is nothing but, the source will see two resistances. So input power is nothing but I square into the total resistance is Rs plus RL into 100. So that is the difference between output power and the input power. Output power is only the power across the load resistance. Input power is nothing but the total voltage source, how much of power that voltage source can supply, because this voltage source has to meet the demand by the internal resistance as well as the load. So whatever the total power that source has to supply, so current into internal resistance plus load resistance. So Rs plus RL. So this is the expression for input power and the numerator is nothing but the output power. Now if you are simplifying this particular expression, now we can directly say that Rs and RL is nothing but the same. So I square gets cancelled. So in the numerator, 1 RL is there. In the denominator, 2 into RL into 100, RL gets cancelled. So finally the efficiency will be half of 100. So that is, efficiency could be 50%. So what is this? This would be the efficiency of the electrical system at RS is equal to RL condition. So we can ensure, or suppose if we want to plot the relation between the input voltage or power with respect to the load resistance or power with respect to the load current. So let me take some one or two few simple example. Suppose if RL is equal to 1 and current is equal to 1.667 amps. So current expression already we have given. I is equal to Vs by Rs plus RL, and RL is nothing but just, I am going to vary this RL values as 1, 3, 5, 7 like this, so and so. For these different variable values of load resistances, we have calculated the current. What is the formula we have used here? That current is nothing but Vs by Rs plus RL. This is the formula we have used. Now here RL is variable parameter. We are arbitrarily choosing that value, and whereas Vs and Rs we have assumed in the beginning itself. For Vs is equal to 10 volts and Rs is equal to 5 ohm. What about the current values? Just to substitute these values in the current expression. Now we can calculate, or we might well get the various values for the currents, and these are the currents at this resistance. And what could be the power here? The power is nothing but 2.778 watts. So what is the formula we can use here? This is the formula we can use, because this is not the formula here, because this formula holds good for maximum power to be transferred to the load. So if the power to be maximum, how much of efficiency the circuit is having? That is 50%. But in this case, what is this here? This power is different, this expression is different, and this expression is different. This is the generalized expression. Now here Rs may be same or may not be same. So this is the actual power calculation expression. This is nothing but the maximum power calculation expression. So this power is nothing but Vs square divided by Rs plus RL whole square into RL. So already we have taken different values at different load resistances, different currents. Let me calculate what are the powers. The powers, currents, and at what resistances we have tabulated here. And with the help of these particular ones, you can also calculate the input power. That input power PA is equal, because this is the value, PA is equal to 10 into 1, yes, is equal to 10 watts. And because VI formula we have taken here, so V is equal to 10 and this is the value is 1, or otherwise we can also take I square into R. So R value is nothing but output power is nothing but 10 by 5 plus 5 whole square, that is nothing but the 5 watts also. So what is this here? So again, even though if you are taking the P0 by PA, here also we are going to see only 50% of the value. That is the intention here. So if you could plot the total power with respect to the load resistance. Now if you are marking all the points, almost of all the graph looks like this, and this ratio is nothing but, so this point is nothing but, this is the condition for maximum power, that is equal to RL is nothing but Rs value. So this is achievable at 50% of the power, 50% of the input power. That is the meaning of this. So this simple analysis by taking different values for load resistances, we can develop the relation between load power and the load resistance. So I think this simple presentation might helpful for you for better understanding of maximum power transfer theorem. Now in this particular theorem, we have discussed about what are the conditions for maximum power, and in order to see that power to be maximum, at what efficiency the supply will deliver the power to be maximum. So we have ensured, we have calculated that particular values also. And thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you have enjoyed this presentation. Thank you very much.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.